Hey guys, I am Vera. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I was planning to read some stories from Best of Redditor Updates and maybe one or two stories from Best of No Update. Why not? Right? I just wanna read them, discuss them, yap about them, whatever. I hope you like it. So our first story is titled My Husband Doesn't Want Anyone I Work With to Know We Are Married. This was originally posted on Ask a Manager by Alison Green. And this has been cross-posted on Best of Predator Updates by Direct Caterpillar 77. The original post was posted on July 14, 2025. My husband is a notoriously private person. For example, he has social media profiles but doesn't share content. He is also very strict about keeping his private life separate from his professional life and has been very clear that he expects the same from me. The problem is that we both work in the same field and he regularly works with some colleagues of mine. My husband requested that I not mention his name or background at work since he felt like that would disclose too much personal information and he wants to appear impartial. I work for a large firm and in a different branch than the one he deals with, so I did not expect that to be an issue at first. A few months ago, he started working with Jeff, a colleague of mine from another team who I had met at an after work event a few weeks ago. Jeff is a great guy. My husband enjoys working with him, and whenever I bump into him at the office, we always end up chatting. My husband asked me not to let Jeff know about our connection, which was fine at first since I was talking to Jeff more about personal stuff anyway. How was you? I think she meant I wasn't talking to Jeff more about personal stuff anyway. How was your weekend, etc. So the fact that my husband worked with him didn't feel relevant. As I got to know Jeff a little better, I told my husband I would prefer to let him know we are married, but he insisted on keeping things strictly professional. Slightly weird. That feels kind of weird for me since at this point Jeff is a colleague I am very cordial with. We are even talking about meeting outside of work this summer. We have followed each other on social media. He has told me in detail about his wife and kids, etc. Lately, my husband is having several meetings a week with Jeff, and now Jeff is starting to refer to their project and my husband when talking to me. He even showed me an email from my husband which because he wanted to share something funny my husband wrote. And I sat there with a straight face having to pretend I didn't know my own husband. I'm sorry, but that's slightly funny. It's kind of comedic, like the sitcom level. Like the husband is being weird, in my opinion, at least till now. At this point, I worry that Jeff will be weirded out when he finds out. Obviously, what if he runs into us when we are out together? I feel like the email incident switched the whole situation from info I did not share because I deemed it irrelevant to lying by omission, kind of, yes. Do you have any advice on how to handle this? Should I refrain from hanging out with Jeff? I really want to be respectful towards Jeff and not lie, but I don't want to say anything my husband doesn't want me to. If you would like to throw this to the readers, I would also like to know what people would think if they were Jeff in this situation and how they would respond if at some point a relationship came. Listen, if I was working with someone and their spouse and I didn't know that they were married and I was kind of close with them, closely working with them, and I had talked about one of them to the other person, and then sometime later I find out that they are married and they never even like mentioned it, I would be like, these are some weird people, and I would slowly start to distance myself from them as much as I could while working. But that's very weird. Okay. So the update comes on January 15, 2026, almost 6 months later. Wait, this has been very recent. Okay. Thank you for publishing my letter. It was quite reassuring to read that this particular request from my husband was giving others pause as well. There was a lot of speculation in the comments, which was quite amusing to read, and lots of excellent points being made too. I do want to add that my husband has always been very conscious about sharing private info, but to be clear, he's never hidden the fact that he is a married straight man. But he won't go around telling coworkers my name or my employer. Like you said, this was more of a husband problem than a work problem, very much. As recommended, I had another sit down with my husband and explained again why the situation made me uncomfortable and how awkward this could be for Jeff too. Obviously, it would be very weird. I wish I could tell you that this fixed everything, but it didn't. Not that surprising. The argument actually got a little heated and we could not get on the same page. This might sound unbelievable, but my man is generally emotionally intelligent, one of the many qualities I adore in him, and yet I could not get him to see things from mine or Jeff's point of view. I think you are giving this man too much of credit. Okay, where was I can't remember there ever being a subject between us where it was so hard to find common ground, and we have been a great team through far worse. Disappointing, sure, but it is what is. Okay. I did tell him that I would not be crossing that line of lying either implicitly by omission or explicitly again with Jeff. He wasn't happy about it. I wasn't either, but at least it was clear where we both stood on the matter. This is being a very weird thing. Like, oh, what? Like, I don't know why he wants to keep his wife such of a secret. Obviously, there could be speculations of him cheating, but other people know that he's married, right? They just don't know that who he's married with. So I don't know. Maybe he has lied about who he's married to. That's my that's my conspiracy theory for now. A few weeks after that, Jeff found out anyway, as I always had assumed would happen at some point. It's really hard to keep a mutual connection secret in this day and age, obviously. Jeff asked me about it at a company event, and I kept it very matter of fact. Yep, that's my husband. He prefers to keep that info private, kind of weird, but oh well. And that was it. Jeff made no fuss about it, so if he thought it was weird, he kept it to himself. I mean, what else is that guy supposed to say? Oh, why did you not tell me that he's your boyfriend? I mean, obviously, he's maintaining the work colleague boundary. Jeff hasn't brought it up with my husband either. My husband knows the cat's out of the bag because I told him and he got a little huffy at first and then dropped it. I see Jeff weekly at tennis now and all is well. I am a bit more mindful than usual about things I say, but we have plenty of other common interests to talk about, so my husband doesn't really come up as a topic of conversation. Not the most exciting of updates. Sometimes you are just going to class with your person. I mean, yeah, sometimes you are, but I still want to know why he was adamant about no, don't share this with anyone. I don't want anyone to know that you are my wife. I don't want anyone to know that I am your husband. Some relevant comments. So Alice Bell commented, yeah, while I agree with everyone that the attachment to a privacy that is born to be discovered anyway is super weird and baffling, OP is confident sharing their feelings and clearing the air when a mutual agreement isn't working. OP is clearly surprised by her husband's debt of the stubbornness here, which shows she usually gets a different response from him in the 99% of situations. I am also a big fan of her solutions. He was willing to respect his feelings while it was harmless, but then when it affected her and others negatively, she simply states her, I am not doing that boundary, and left his feelings on the situation as his own to manage. It's surprising how many people don't know how to do that and think they either need to submit or argue. It's also incredibly healthy that she solely focused on the practical outcomes of needing to feel good about her interactions and isn't wasting energy judging her husband. And the OP replied, I do have to admit it took me way too long to arrive to that conclusion. This has been going on for months, and to think all the energy I wasted worrying about this. It was definitely a lesson for me as well. Going forward, not to try and figure out some sort of compromise where there was no compromise to be found. It was such a relief when it came down to you do you and I'll do my, and we will both have to just live with it, especially when it comes to something that isn't going to matter in 5 years. But yeah, this is not going to matter in 5 years. So our next story is titled Am I the asshole for telling my friend that her free wedding is unrealistic? The original poster was throwaway free wedding. She posted it originally in r/AITH and r/Redditor Updates. This has been cross posted on this subreddit by Lucy Area Rose, and she has put a mood spoiler which is confusing but possibly heading to she has put a mood spoiler which is confusing but possibly heading in a positive direction. I am very interested now because confused. Okay, so the original post was posted on September 29, 2025. I24F am a member of a friend group in which one member, will call her Coral23F, is getting married. She announced her engagement to her fiance 25M a few weeks ago, and we were all happy for. Over the weekend, though, she sets more specific plans for the wedding, and that's where the things have kinda gone off the rails. She said she's been seeing a lot of people on TikTok and Insta showing how to plan free weddings where the couple spends $0 aside from the marriage certificate fee, I guess. At first, I thought she meant a city hall wedding, which would be completely fine, but then she got into the details and her expectations for the ceremony. She's going to try and find someone with a large outdoor space to use, not formally a wedding venue, who will donate their area in support of love. She's going to have all of her guests bring a potluck with very specific assignments. She'll have a friend officiate, a friend do photography, a friend do save the dates and invites, her family do the flowers, including some harder to swing, in my opinion. Things like getting a large tent, decorations, wedding favors, speakers, bands, etc. I am not sure what her plan was for a dress. Too much. Again, white people. I'm just interested in the story because wedding stories on Reddit goes too crazy, and I'm just interested in that part. What's more is that I think what's more interesting or baffling, I think there was supposed to be some kind of term. What's more is that Coral and her fiance really aren't poor, from what I can tell. Seal works as an accountant at a big company, and her fiance does software sales. Plus, his parents are loaded. It sounds like they just want to do the free wedding for the sake of it. I mean, people do crazy things for weddings, so I'm not surprised exactly. That would be okay, but she is shifting all of the costs onto other people, some of whom are probably less well off. She told me that she wants me to make the cake and then send me some pictures for inspiration. The cakes were ridiculously elaborate. We are talking multi tier fondant flowers, gold leaf, and one even had a hand painted watercolor design. I am not a professional baker. I just like to bake cookies and brownies sometimes. I told her that those cakes would probably take me days to make and they wouldn't come out anywhere near as good. She kind of laughed that off and said, "Oh, it's not about it being perfect. It's just about everyone pitching in. It will be fun." Cakes take too much of a time, especially if you're making it out of scratch. And here, the requirements here, like if you're not a baker, and OP mentioned that they just like to bake cookies and brownies, and cakes are a very different thing. Right? Like even when I have made cake, I used to just make a very basic chocolate cake, and even that's so much of a headache. So much of headache that I haven't baked a cake in years. The last time we made it, we forgot so many ingredients, and we were so scared to taste the cake. But it turned out to be all right. I told her that fun or not, what she was describing was basically her friends and family subsidizing her wedding with time, money, and labor, and that it was kind of unfair to expect people to spend so much on her free wedding. Or else he was expecting everyone to show up to a lackluster event and admitted it was amazing. It's like a group project that none of us wanted to do because we already graduated and moved on from all that, so we don't need the credits. She does graduate a year later than the rest of us. I said that if she, I don't understand what why graduation has suddenly come up. Like I was okay with the metaphor at first, and then it's like I think it means they all are already married. Maybe I don't know. I said that if she wants a free wedding, she should probably just elope or go to City Hall because this isn't really free. It's just free for her. I might have been a bit more forceful in my wording, but I didn't swear or call her names or anything like that. I mean, I don't think the OP is wrong for being harsh with her friend, especially when it's like, oh, you want our free labor, and what are we even getting out of this? Like if they are supposed to see it as just a fun hangout with friends, a fun party with friends, why not just have a fun party with friends? It won't it doesn't need to be a wedding. She got super quiet and just looked at me for a minute or so and then left. With another one of her friends driving her home. Later that night, I got a text from that friend saying that I had hurt Coral's feeling and that even if the plans were a bit unrealistic, I should have just let Coral come to that conclusion on her own. No, 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 no. If she had come to that conclusion on her own, it would somehow result in blaming other people. I think I'm very sure about it. Coral then messaged me saying, "Sorry, don't worry about the cake," with no more context. She's being petty now. I am feeling pretty bad now, especially since Coral was so happy and excited and she never really said anything mean to me. Perhaps I should have gone along with the cake since she said she wouldn't be mad if it turned out badly. But I am worried that her wedding would not have been what she wanted, and I was also frustrated about the cake request. Edit, honestly, I feel a bit bad now. Coral really is a sweet person who is just a bit naive. I feel like a lot of people in the comments are tearing her up more than she deserves. She has always been the baby of the group, and I got frustrated and ranted on this case. I don't know what the fiance thinks about all of this. Honestly, I do get the vision of her being the baby of a group. I have had friends who were like the baby of the group. They were the youngest, so everyone was kind of in tune with their feelings. And well, I kind of understand why OP is feeling bad now. Okay. Some of OP's comments, particular part 7791 comments. Not the asshole, your friend is being ridiculous and you are the only one with the balls to tell her. Be happy she decided to not force you to do the cake. I mean, even if she's a little naive, I think she was 23. You should understand that you can't exactly expect people to do free parties for you at least. So the update was posted 2 months later on November 22nd, 2025. Hi there, my last post sort of blew up. I really didn't think so many people would be interested in my silly friend group drama. Oh, trust me, Reddit is very interested in wedding stories. Short recap, my friend Coral announced she was going to have a free wedding with all of her friends playing roles to volunteer a nice venue, tent, food, photography, band, cake, my role, etc. It sounded okay at first, but her expectations seemed unrealistically lavish, and I told her that in stronger wording, and she got upset. After reading the comments, I honestly began to feel bad for Coral. She really is a kind hearted person, but a lot of people interpreted her as an insane, entitled bridezilla. That's really not the case. I decided I was going to make her the cake and sent her an apology text, to which I didn't get any reply. That was making me really anxious. I still didn't think that Coral's requests were that reasonable and wasn't expecting the wedding to fully go to her plans. But that's not for me to worry about. Finally, I got a message from Coral's fiance, who will call Basil, asking to meet up. I said yes. My expectation going into this was Basil would tell me how much I hurt Coral's feelings, and I was going to reiterate my apology and share some research planning I had done on the cake. That's not how it went, though. Interesting. As it turns out, the whole free wedding thing was Basil's idea. That's not the impression I got first. Basil didn't at first explain why he wanted to do it, but when pressed, it sounds like it's so he could spend the money that he and Coral had been saving up for their wedding on something else. A boat, a Catalina 27 apparently. Very useful and practical thing to have when you are living in the city, especially if your fiance gets seasick. We did one of those river cruise things a while back and she had a bad time. Basil says he'll help her get over that and sail boats are different. I want a boat from our wedding money. I don't care that you get seasick. You will get used to it. The boat is different. Anyway, after my whole outburst before, Coral has apparently have been having second thoughts about the free wedding things. Basil asked me to talk to her, apologize, and tell her that it isn't a bad idea after all. He basically said I owe it to him to clean up the mess I caused. I don't feel great about that though. I don't want to drive a wedge between Coral and Basil, but telling her I think it's a good idea after all feels like lying. I guess actively advocating for a potential train wreck is a further line for me than just agreeing to play my assigned voluntold baker role. Moreover, this was my first real conversation with Basil, and I have to say I'm not totally convinced he's a great person. I don't know if he has exactly manipulated her into going along with this, but it kind of feels that way. So, what do I do? It's been a little while now since I talked to Basil, so I really need to do something, be it what Basil asked or further involving myself in drama by telling Coral that I don't think the wedding or the entire marriage is a good idea. I can get over him wanting to buy a boat when his fiance gets a season from the wedding money that they have saved. I mean, I would say tell Coral that your fiance asked me to meet you and blah blah blah. You're her friend, not his. And when he's the one in wrong, you need to have her back. And she needs to know that he is. pushing you to tell her that it's a good idea, even if you don't think it's a good idea. Okay, so Lel QTN commented, honestly, make the cake, bring it to your friend like yesterday, and tell her she can have the wedding like this or any other way she wants it to be. But using the saved money for a boat is the second stupidest decision she is making right after marrying the selfish asshole best. OP replies, right, I don't have any issues making the cake anymore, but I don't know how to approach the rest of the situation with Basil. Janus 1981 commented, don't make the cake, don't lie and say this nonsense is a good idea. You seem pretty reasonable apart from on this situation. What the fuck is the matter with you? This is all unacceptable. You were 100% right the first time round. Stop backtracking. And let's be clear, this city couple are foisting wedding expenses onto other people so that they can buy a boat. You are an idiot for even needing to ask what you should do. Okay, so the new update was posted on January 16, 2026, 2 months after the update and 4 months after the original post. Hi again, finally posting this because a few people have asked what's going on with this whole situation. I finally was able to get in touch with Coral and talk to her one on one. The first thing I did was just ask her how she is doing. Apparently, not very well. I mean, I'm not exactly surprised with a fiance like that. She is now fully aware that the whole free wedding thing really was her fiance's idea, and he had mentioned the boat in passing as something he wanted to save up for, but hadn't at all framed it directly as the thing he wanted to spend the one wedding money on, as he did when he told me about it. So maybe he thought that would make me think he's cool or something, or he thought that having a specific goal in mind would make me more likely to support the idea. I don't know what this dude is even thinking. Anyway, it's not just the wedding planning that has made Coral upset. Apparently, Basil, who is into boats, I guess, has been spending more and more time at the marina. That's 78 hours of it. Coral quoted that exact number lots of time. He doesn't even spend that much time out on the water. He just hangs out with everyone there and is spending less and less time at home. He also keeps talking about Grace, who, as had to be explained to me, is a boat rather than a woman, fortunately. The- I thought there was a other woman. What the hell is this story? I think he just wants a boat to show off to the people there. That's my gut feeling right now. Coral said she's been invited to the club a few times but has never really felt like she was part of it. When she brought that up to Basil, he said he also feels the same way because they don't own their own boat. I don't think it's the same at all. And even if Grace isn't a person, Coral is feeling jealous. I accidentally chose a really good story, I feel. Last night, Coral brought up the wedding plans with Basil again and said she thinks he wants to wait and sort some stuff out first. Basil didn't get angry or anything and said he understands. Good. But also asked if that meant they could spend some of their wedding savings since they would have more time to save up again. Bad. That broke Coral, which might be why she finally agreed to meet him. I know it makes me kind of a jerk, but to be honest, I am glad that Coral is talking to me again too. I told her to break up with Basil. She's thinking about it, but I am scared she won't. I kinda want to offer to do it for her, but that would be silly. Don't do what break up for her, please. I mean, you can be there when she breaks up with him, but don't do it for her. What the hell was this, dude? I loved it. I feel really bad for Coral. I feel. Uh, I hope she breaks up with the dude and finds another dude who's not that crazy about boats. And if he's crazy about boats, then he's able to use his own money to buy boats and not his fiance's and his wedding funds. So the next story is called Am I the Asshole for Donating to Charity When Someone Told Me They Didn't Want a Gift? The original OP is Illustrious Complex 6 and this was originally posted to r/slash Am I the Asshole. This has been cross-posted to this subreddit via Direct Caterpillar 77. The original post was posted on December 21, 2020. Around the holiday, my work does a Secret Santa with very strict budgets, $20 or less, and no gag gifts. We continued that this year virtually, and everyone received a random person with a short list of ideas or hobbies. My person Sam ended up writing, "Do not get me anything, I don't believe in accumulating waste." Well, that stumped me, but after talking to some friends, I decided to donate to a local animal shelter in their name that I knew they had adopted their dog from. So I put together a nice card and included the thank you from the shelter as a gift. That's such a nice thought, especially if Sam doesn't want a gift. And they donated to the animal shelter that Sam got her dog from. I think this was a really nice gift for someone who doesn't want a gift. But I mean, you want to do something, like you have your $20 aside to give. And obviously, if you are opting in for Secret Santa, you want to give someone something, especially you are also going to get something back from someone else. The gifts were then dropped off in the office for people to pick up and take home for our virtual opening party. When it got to be Sam's turn, she opened her card and basically just huffed when she read what was included in the card and looked at the camera and reminded me that she didn't want anything. I apologized in front of the whole group, and our exchange continued very awkwardly with everyone else in the office watching before continuing. That's kind of weird. She was kind of being an asshole for that. Like, you didn't design, you didn't get her anything. She doesn't have anything to complain about. This morning, I got an email from my manager. I shared him with Sam, informing me that Sam was asking HR to cancel Secret Santa in the future, as people were not being respectful of others. Long story short, HR is looking into it and will determine if we need to cancel it for the future. A few of my coworkers are pissed off at both Sam and me. They think Sam shouldn't have complained for a donation, but they think I should have respected her wishes and are saying it's my fault for this whole mess. Honestly, I know what Sam is doing isn't cool, but I can't help but feel extremely responsible. So, Reddit, am I the asshole? By the way, the verdict was not the asshole. What the hell is wrong with the coworkers? Smigos has commented, not the asshole, you have got the Grinch for a coworker. A donation made in their name is a great gift that both respects their wishes and does something meaningful. I am kind of confused too. Do they not have an opt-in Secret Santa system? That way, those who don't want to participate don't have to. And OP replied, "That's the annoying part. She gifted someone else a gift. It was a beautiful thrifted teapot, so it's not like she was against the whole idea." So the update was posted 6 weeks later on February 2nd, 2021. Now, not sure if anyone wanted this update, but figured I'd share regardless. HR completed a review over our department's Secret Santa and my decision to donate to a charity on behalf of my coworker who explicitly did not want a gift. Their month-long review ended with some good and bad updates. On the positive, they determined I was not creating an unhealthy work environment for my coworker. On the bad side, they decided to no longer allow gift giving events in the office. What the hell? These people ruin fun for everyone. We are still allowed to do so in private, but no longer as a group event anymore. It sucks that my actions lead to this, but on the bright side, most of my coworkers now think I was not at fault. Sam didn't handle the meeting with HR well, where they announced the decision to both of us and our supervisor, and she just up and left the video chat and isn't responding to messages. So I'm not sure what will happen on that. But I need to know what's happening with her. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, it has been like 5 years now. I really hope. I don't. Either way, I wanted to say thanks to everyone who commented on the original post and gave their input. I was feeling really down that day and worried I had ruined the holidays for people in the office, but you all made me realize that sometimes you can't make everyone happy. My decision were not crazy, and I appreciate it. I don't have anything to say. I just need to know what's wrong with Sam. Okay, so there's an edit. Wow, thanks everyone for your comments on this and the original post. My update got way more comments than I could have expected, so I probably won't be able to respond to everyone, but I'm grateful for the support. This whole process has been really stressful, and honestly, I just want to move past this and keep working. I have asked my boss not to partner me and Sam on any projects moving forward, and they were happy to agree. Fortunately, our jobs don't have a lot of overlap, so I think we should be fine. I honestly have no idea why Sam did what she did, and no one I have talked to in the office does either. I work in local government, and as a result, our office doesn't have much bonding, so losing one of our few group events is a blow. I like other people's suggestion of having an event outside of work, so I'll have to consider that in the future. But for now, I am just so happy to be free of all this mess. I feel so relieved. Okay, this comment section is exactly how I feel. So Matcha Magpie commented, only a truly horrible person would throw a hissy fit about checks notes having someone donate to an animal shelter on their behalf. OOP did nothing wrong, and Sam is a sad little woman who had to ruin a good thing for everybody. And the 1987 replied, not only an animal shelter, but the exact animal shelter where she got her dog. There was clearly a lot of thought put into that. It's not like OOP donated to a charity they liked without considering what source Sam might like. Exactly. Even someone remembering something this small about you, the shelter you got your dog from, and then then donating to that shelter on your behalf as a gift to you. It's such a good gesture. Sam is a weirdo, I think. So our last story is not from Best of Redditor Updates, rather it's from Best of No Updates. I just wanted to mix it up a little. Okay, so the story is titled, Am I the asshole for not telling my fiance about a secret room in our apartment? How does apartments have secret rooms anymore? Why doesn't mine have any? So the OOP is Secret Room AIT. And this was originally posted to Am I the Asshole subreddit. And the cross poster is Direct Caterpillar 77, and let's get into it. The original post was posted on April 18, 2020. I recognize the title sounds a little ridiculous, the situation is less so. I was very fortunate to be in a position to buy an apartment straight out of college. It's a weird unit on a high floor of a weird building, but I have gut renovated it. I don't know what they meant there and made it really nice. One aspect of my home was created just to fulfill a childhood fantasy, a secret room. It's simple, a flush mount bookcase put in the doorway. It leads to what would otherwise be a windowless, very large closet or a very small room. I made it into a cute secret lair slash reading nook, but with no windows. It never got used. Ended up being more long term storage. I never told anyone about it because it was a secret room. I kind of figured at one point I'll tell my girlfriend Emma, but I didn't want to tell her until I had a reason to, until I had a reason to. I had finished it shortly before meeting her. Figured maybe one day if we had a kid, I could remove the bookcase and bam, we would have plenty of space to put in a changing table setup or a craft nook for her. But I largely forgot about it except when I needed to pull something out from back there, which is rare. Okay, first thing first, if you have a kid, I'll say keep the secret layer as a secret layer. Like imagine have being a kid and knowing that your house has a secret and has a hidden room. It would be so mystical. And that's my opinion for now. Let's move. Fast forward to yesterday. Emma, now my fiance, has been living with me in my now our apartment for 8 years. During this time, I have kept a secret room a secret. It's not like I was thinking about it all the time. I only consciously did something sneaky maybe 3 times since he moved in. To get Christmas lights, a spare coffee maker, and to put away novelty items he probably thought I threw out. And the reason I was sneaking at those times was because, again, I didn't want to waste the surprise on Christmas lights. We have both been working from home lately and we aren't really able to leave often due to circumstances. COVID. And she jokingly announced we needed a new room to shake things up from her normal commute, bedroom to living room. So of course I excitedly pulled open our built-in bookcase and showed her our and she flipped out. She is furious at me. She sees me keeping this secret as a major betrayal of trust given that this is her home. She's acting like I cheated on her. I tried to explain I was waiting for a special moment, but she thinks that makes it worse. I have no idea if she's being unreasonable or am I. Am I the asshole? Verdict, not the asshole. Okay, I think there's no assholes here. Like, it's just a fun story. I think both of their reactions are fair. He was like waiting for, oh, I want this to be a surprise. And she was like, dude, I have been living here for so long. Why the fuck would you not tell me that we have a secret room? What were you doing in there that you didn't want me to know about? Okay, so those are all the stories for today. I hope you enjoyed them. Thanks for being here with me. I really enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed my video format. Like, I didn't read any of these stories before, so my reactions were raw. Do let me know if you would prefer if I screen these stories before and then read the ones that I think you might like more. Also, do you like this lighting? Like, I thought this would give a good cozy vibe for, a Reddit story reading or something like this. Like, I have a few different light options. I want to keep one of them for some good type of yapping. I want to keep this for some good late night readings, and I have my reaction corner. Also, if you have watched my first video, I don't think anyone has. I said in that video that I wanted to have a video out on my birthday. That video has been out, but the thing is, it's under copyright dispute, so it's not visible to many people. So, this is not my second video or not my first proper video. This is my third video and my second proper video. And second videos are very important to me. So, I hope you enjoy it. So, bye bye. I hope you have a great day and I hope to see you again.